Now a video about melancholic temperament. So melancholic temperament, why are people melancholic? And I found three main reasons for that. And here they are. First reason is when you lack of hope. If you start your day believing, consciously or unconsciously, that it's not going to be a good day, then your body waits a ton. You are fully in your physical body because just you don't believe anything good is going to come out of this day. And if you do not have hope, you do not have will to go to the future, so you're just here waiting for something to happen, or even sad about the past which you regret, when you had love from people, when you had love from God, when you were one with God, and you don't have strength to go forward, so you're not in your ego body, and you don't want to experiment the sadness of your astral body, and you don't have appetite for life, so your etheric body is not very active either, and you're in the physical body. But there's a deeper level to that, because why do people lose hope? What I found is that people lose hope very often because they don't believe in themselves. If you do not believe you are a good person, if you do not love yourself, then of course you do not believe that you will have a good life. You do not believe that you will have a good day. And so it is important for melancholic people to learn to forgive to themselves, to love themselves, to be able to believe in also their skills. And still there is another level to understand why don't people love themselves. And the deeper level is because they judged themselves in the past for doing things like, for example, they were a man and they used their physical strength to be violent towards something, and they judged it as a bad action. And so they still have this guilt feeling, and so they don't like the man in themselves. So every time they should be man in their action, like being strong, for example, then they shut down their willpower and they become melancholic, because on the one hand they would need to accomplish their project, to use their man energy, and on the other hand something is telling them it's not good to be a man, don't be a man. So there's a contradiction and the energy is blocked, so no energy, then you become melancholic, as when you are overtired. So now that was the first reason. So lack of hope due to lack of oneself, love of oneself. Then the second big reason is very important too. It's also when energy is blocked, but it's another reason for that. It's when you have wrath, but you do not allow yourself to live this wrath. So this can happen all the time for person who are melancholic all the time. Because of that, they have a lot of wrath towards what they lived in other lives, but they are fearful about expressing these wraths because when they did it in previous lives or in this life, it did not happen well. They were more punished or anything. So also it's an important case. So sometimes you can just be melancholic because you have these wraths. And third reason, which is also important but less important, as I said, as the two others, is when you do not believe in angels or God or superpowers. So, because if you believe in God and angels, then you are enthusiastic, and so you have more hope. So it's another way to lose hope, is to lose your trust in God and angels, but it's secondary reason for being melancholic. So the two being what I said earlier. And now it's interesting regarding this temperament also to see consequences of it. So life is a mirror and everything mirrors, so you can understand the lessons. It's pedagogic. Life is a great teacher, life is a master. And so when you are melancholic, you reject yourself. Either it's parts of you, or either it's the wrath which you have, and you have wrath because you felt things were not fair, but you reject this judgment of yours, so you reject yourself. And in the same way, people will reject yourself or even abandon yourself because you abandon your projects. So on the social level, you might very well leave, reject and abandon. And it's interesting, but don't blame people for that. It's only that they are reflecting what you are doing to yourself. So, just to sum up this temperament, the main reason is lack of hope or excess of wrath and you don't allow yourself to live this wrath. Feelings are very often sadness and secondary wrath, and so you should develop definitely forgiveness if you have wrath, and you should develop hope and love of yourself. So that's about this temperament of melancholic, and we go to the next in the next video. Thanks a lot.